You know how your inner peace feels, well, fragile? Like the smallest little thing can just completely shatter it? Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea. What if peace doesn't come from changing the world around you, but from changing the story you tell yourself about it? We're going to unpack a toolkit for becoming the editor of your own mind.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You start the day feeling totally calm, centered, and then one little thing goes wrong, and just like that, poof, that peaceful feeling is gone. It can really feel like we're carrying around this delicate piece of glass, just waiting for the world to bump into it. Maybe it's a scene just like this one. You're on your way to work, got the music going, feeling pretty good, and then, bam, a wall of red taillights. All of a sudden, that frustration just boils up inside you, and it feels like your entire morning has been hijacked.
Or maybe it's this, a critical comment from a coworker, a friend, heck, even a total stranger on the internet. And just like that, those words are living rent-free in your head, completely souring your mood for the rest of the day. It's wild how just a few words can have so much power over us.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. What if we've been pointing the finger at the wrong things? What if the traffic jam or that critical comment, what if they aren't the real problem at all? Just asking that one question kind of flips everything on its head. This quote just nails the whole idea. The world we're all living in isn't some objective, fixed reality. It's really a projection of our own inner story. See, it's not about what happens to you, but about the story you tell yourself about what happens. The second you realize you can edit that story, your entire reality starts to change. All right, so let's dig into our first major shift in perspective. This is all about changing the way we see life's challenges and turning them from a battlefield into a classroom.
So on one hand, you've got the battlefield mindset. In this world, every single problem feels like a personal attack, and every obstacle is an enemy you have to fight. It's exhausting, right? But now look at the other side, the classroom mindset. Here, every challenge is actually a lesson, and every difficulty is just a form of training. The world stops being this place of conflict and becomes a place for growth.
So how do we actually start seeing the world as a classroom? Well, it comes down to a couple of really powerful mental shifts. Let's look at two techniques you can start using, like today, to reframe how you deal with problems and people.
So here are the two moves. First, we're going to learn how to turn our problems into assignments. And second, we're going to learn how to trade our judgment for curiosity. Now, they might sound simple, but trust me, these are huge, game-changing shifts in how you experience your day.
It all boils down to the question you ask yourself. The peace-stealing question is, why is this happening to me? See how that automatically makes you the victim? It's a total dead end. But watch what happens when you ask the peace-creating question. What is this trying to teach me? Instantly, you're not a victim anymore. You're a student. The problem just became an assignment designed for you. Okay, here's a perfect everyday example. You're stuck in a super long line. The old way of thinking just screams, "This is so annoying." But with this new thought, that irritating delay becomes an assignment. Practice patience. Nothing about the line actually changed, but your entire inner world just did. Now, the second shift is all about how we deal with other people. Judgment, slapping a label on someone like jerk, instantly creates an enemy. It creates conflict. But curiosity, just wondering, I wonder what they're going through, that turns an enemy into a puzzle. It totally diffuses your anger and opens a door to understanding, even if you never find out the answer. Let's say your neighbor is blasting their music. The loud music? That's just a fact. But your thought about it, that creates your reality. Thought number one, they're so disrespectful. That creates a world of anger. Thought number two, they must be celebrating something. That creates a world of peace. Or maybe you're just a little amused. Same music, totally different inner worlds.
So we've covered how to reframe what's happening on the outside. Now let's turn our attention inward and look at two more powerful shifts from managing our internal states, specifically those feelings of lack and fear.
Okay, the next two tools in our kit are designed to help us move from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, and to transform our fear of what's coming into a trust in the journey.
This is such a game changer. A mind that's always focused on lack, that little voice saying, "I don't have enough," is always going to create a feeling of scarcity no matter how much you actually have. But if you can just shift your focus to abundance by simply telling yourself, "I have enough for right now," that creates an immediate sense of safety. Let's make this real. The number in your bank account is just a number. But the thought, I'm so far from my goal, creates a feeling of poverty.
On the other hand, the thought, "I have enough for today," creates a feeling of wealth. The external fact didn't change at all. The internal experience is worlds apart. So much of our anxiety comes from the scary stories we tell ourselves about what's going to happen next. Seeing the future as a constant threat creates a world of worry. But what if you just chose to believe the universe is rigged in your favor, that even the bad stuff is secretly pushing you towards something better? For example, losing a client can feel like a total disaster. That's the fear-based story talking. But the trust-based story reframes it completely. It says, "This is just clearing space for a better fit." Your world shifts from a string of random disasters to a series of helpful course corrections.
So all of these shifts we've been talking about, they all lead us to one final and honestly, the most empowering transformation. This is the idea that ties everything together. You've got to take complete ownership of your internal world.
This is the ultimate shift right here, moving from victim to creator. A victim believes they're powerless, that life just happens to them. But a creator understands that while they can't control what happens outside, they are the absolute author of how they feel about it. The world doesn't happen to you, your experience of the world happens from you.
This might just be the best way to sum it all up. Your thoughts are the glasses you see the world through. If everything looks dark and gloomy and negative, the solution isn't to go out and try to fix the entire world. It's so much simpler than that. Just clean your glasses.
So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. Pick one recurring negative thought you have. Just one. Now imagine what would happen if you applied one of these techniques to it. How would your world look and feel different tomorrow morning? The power to make that change? It's all yours.